Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for June 2022, halfway through the year. Can you believe it? Probably not, right? Let's see what is going on for you at this time, Taurus. And right away, it looks pretty good. Sorry, I'm on the wrong camera, but you have this Yang card, which is kind of like the Ace of Wands. So definitely a very new kind of creative energy. Also, wouldn't surprise me if you had a fire sign coming in. If you are looking for love, then again, I feel like it could be, look at this, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, right there. So even if it isn't a fire sign, it doesn't matter. It could be a very fiery connection that is coming in for you if you are looking for love. And you have the King of Pentacles, which is nice because that says it could be something that is more permanent as well. So I like to see that. You start off with this Yang energy card. Kind of interesting. Every single sign I've been reading for has had the Ace of Wands. This is like the Ace of Wands right here. So I feel for a lot of you, I just feel people are really just ready for something to change. You have this transformation card. You also have this casket card, and I'll show you in a minute, Taurus, right? So I feel everybody is just ready for new beginnings, ready for things to change, ready for things to be different than they are right now. For you, I feel like your world is changing. You have the King of Wands, the world, and you have the the Queen of Cups here. The world is kind of like a birthing process, I feel sometimes. I don't always feel that, but, to me, the world can represent going through the birthing process. It's like you're not at the new beginning yet. You're not like on the other side, right? But you're kind of like in the squeeze. And that's where I feel where you are right now. It's like you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can see the transformation. You can see the changes that are coming in, but you're kind of like still stuck in the old life, if that makes sense. I don't think you're stuck. I feel like you're just going through, a passage. Let's put it that way. And, part of me feels this is a person coming in for you, the King of Wands, right? So I definitely feel this type of very fiery, passionate energy coming in for you here. I would try to slow it down. It's definitely popping into my head that if a person, and again, they're showing up as a King of Wands, but it could be any gender. This is a general reading, whatever you're interested in. I feel there's like a need to kind of like slow it down. It could be one of those things where it starts really quick and, it fizzles just as quickly. It's definitely popping into my head. I feel this could be long-term, King of Pentacles. But again, I would just make sure that you don't get too caught up in, things moving quickly. I also feel for all of you that this is talking about kind of being bold and being assertive. Every single sign that I've read for this month has had the King of Wands. I kid you not, Taurus. Why is that? It's like I feel like we have a match, and I feel like we have the match book, right? But we need to strike the match. What the hell does that mean? I feel like whatever you're trying to start, Taurus, or whatever you want to get going, it's kind of like saying you are the spark. You are the one that has to get moving. And that's how I'm seeing the King of Wands. He doesn't question things. He just gets moving. He understands original thought as well. And, that's kind of popping into my head. I feel that we've been in this time where maybe we've been comparing ourselves to other people too much. And now, I feel like we need to realize that, greatness comes from original thought. It doesn't come from following someone else, right? And I feel like you need to realize that. It's popping into my head. Again, that's like the message I'm getting here. Is that greatness comes from original thought. It doesn't come from, copying someone else or mimicking someone else or doing what everyone else is doing. And again, there's nothing wrong with mimicking success, right? But, I also feel like there's something to kind of an idea that you have that maybe there's just nothing to compare it to. You have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is kind of about watching your emotions. Every single person I've read for this month has, for like the past 3 months really, has had, or maybe even longer, has had something about watching their emotions. Next, you have this official person card. I do feel if you're attracting love into your life, it could be an official person, someone who's like, in a position of authority, someone who's a leader, something along those lines. I get Emperor vibes here. I mean, he looks like the Emperor, right? So that could definitely be what's coming in for you. For others, I feel like you are the leader. I feel like you are the one that is taking the lead and kind of like making things happen. You have the Judgment card, the Temperance card, and the Ten of Wands here. It's like again, more stuff that's saying you're at the end of your journey, just like I was saying with that World card, and you have the Judgment card, you have the Casket card. It's like everything in this reading is screaming, step into your new life, which is crazy because pretty much every single reading has been very similar. All the readings I've been doing for these June, for the past like 3 months, again, have been similar from sign to sign. It's kind of weird, but I feel like everybody's ready for a transition. And again, the Judgment card, normally the people on the Judgment card are standing in coffins, and they need to leave the coffin behind. They need to step out of the coffin and step into their new life. And that's what I feel you need to do here, Taurus, is I feel you need to kind of like step into your new life and step into something that's like, kind of like far more significant for you, something that's just better in general. And, again, don't be afraid to make the transition. You have the Temperance card. I kind of feel a few things here, Taurus. Number one, I feel that there are multiple situations in your life where you've tried to, kind of fix them. Temperance is kind of like turning a negative into a positive. But I feel like you're at this point where the reading is asking you to make a decision. It's like saying, okay, like you can spend time fixing something. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Trying to maybe fix your business or fix a relationship, but sometimes we just can't, right? Sometimes maybe we have to move on or we have to move towards something else. The other option is sometimes we just have to try something else, right? And I kind of get that feeling here. This is a card of transformation, obviously the Temperance card. And again, you have this card of transformation. So clearly you're going through a major transformation. Again, it seems to me all 3 earth signs are going through a major transformation. I literally was saying to Virgo something about caterpillar soup and, turning into a butterfly. And here you go. You have the butterfly card that says transformation on it. The transformation is you becoming more bold and assertive. You have the Queen of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. This is a very different energy. It's a much more, grounded, active energy, I would say, compared to the first part of the reading, even though you have the King of Wands there. The Queen of Wands is my card of like needing to be bold, needing to be assertive, really needing to make something happen so that you can be successful. So I feel there's a very strong need for you to get moving with this Queen of Wands. I feel like there's a need for you to be bold and assertive, but I also feel this is an energy that you're embracing. I also feel this energy is encouraging you to be creative. And what I mean by that is it's like, I feel like we're bumping up a lot against a lot of obstacles, and the solutions, to our obstacles, they're not going to be so much like, face the problem head on or try to punch through the wall, right? I feel like the universe is asking pretty much everyone to think of more creative solutions. Like, can you build a rope and throw it over the wall and then climb over the wall, which would be a more creative solution. So any issues that you're tackling, I would be thinking creatively, not so much like, how can I punch through this, right? You have these 7 of Pentacles. I get a very weird message here. It's just saying, what works, what doesn't work, which is interesting. It's like I'm almost seeing the 7 of Pentacles more as experience. That's the word I'm getting here. Again, I read intuitively. I don't read just regurgitate card meanings. And again, I'm getting something about experience here where it's like you have a lot of experiences in all areas of your life. And I feel like it's saying, now it's time to trust those experiences. Now it's time for you to say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I need to do. It's kind of interesting because I feel like you could have moments where, it's almost like a test from the universe. I'll just tell you a story, right? Last night I went to a restaurant and there were these people in front of me. I was like leaving the restaurant, and it's a very long restaurant and tiny little, a little exit, right? And you have to walk all the way through the restaurant. And the people in front of me, they kept like stopping and like waiting. And I was like trying to get out of there, right? It was hot. I was in a bad mood because of it, right? Probably not in a good mood. And I was like, okay. I was like moving along, right? And the guy turns around to me and he's like, he like wanted to start a fight basically. So I gave attitude right back. Believe it or not, right? I gave attitude right back to him. And, it was kind of funny because it's like one of those moments. I've only had like this happen to me one other time where I was like, I was like, that was a test that I failed because, I've been saying for like the past like 2 years, I've been like working on this personally where it's like, I don't want to just have reactions to things, right? And it was my attitude was very reactive, right? In that situation, and it totally unnecessary, right? And I feel like you could be having tests like that. I think these tests are good as long as we recognize it and we say, hey, you were being an asshole like I was, right? And it's like I was probably in the wrong in that situation, but but again, it was probably a test where it's like, but I recognize it, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. I feel like there could be tests where even if you fail the test, doesn't really matter, is what I'm getting at here. Because I feel like it's like, maybe you're saying to the universe, hey, I want this. I think this happens a lot when we say to the universe, hey, like, especially if we start doing things like affirmations, I've noticed. It's like the universe will be like, Are you serious? Are you seriously going to pass this test? So maybe you start doing money affirmations, and maybe you have a situation that comes up where it brings up fear about money, right? And I kind of feel that here, where it's like you could be trying to change something, a fear comes up, or maybe you have a reaction like I did. And I would just look at it as a test, and I would pass the test. Don't do what I did, right? And you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a card of learning, and it's a card of education. And again, I'm getting something about experience here and having experiences. And again, my point of telling you that story, by the way, was that, again, like this happened to me a few months ago where I had a reaction to something where I flipped someone off in a car. And and it might sound like a little thing, right? But it's like I try not to have those automatic reactions that just, are totally unnecessary. And again, it was like at that time, it's funny because that situation happened when I was at a time in my life where I'm like, okay, I want to stop having automatic reactions to things. Then boom, that happens. Same thing happened last night, right? I was like, I've been thinking about this for like the past couple weeks, and then boom, something happens, right? But it was my choice to have the reaction. So, again, I feel like there could be a situation where there's like a test. And again, I'm not saying it's like that. And, it could be financial for some of you. It could be about love as well. It's like maybe you're saying, oh, I want to try to stop being so reactive in love. And maybe like someone comes in and out really quick into your life and it causes a reaction. I would just look at those things. Next, you have this casket card. It says someone going out of your life, literally just said this, or the end of a situation. You have this parrot. It says someone will gossip about your secrets. To me, there's a lot of gossip energy this year. I talked about it in the 2022 readings for the whole entire year. And to me, it is definitely an action year. King and Queen of Wands. What the hell does that mean? It means ignore gossip, right? It doesn't matter if people are talking behind your back or anything like that. What I would say here is that your actions will speak louder than words. So it doesn't matter what people are saying about you. You have the Three of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration and community. Definitely could be like a third-party situation as well for some of you, but I really just feel this is talking about like surrounding yourself with the right kind of people so that you don't have to worry about gossip and all that other stuff. Again, with the Casket, Judgment card, you have all these cards that are asking you to step into a new life. And here you are on your throne, Taurus, King of Pentacles. So I feel like you're in a very strong position. I feel like there's a lot of success coming in for you, but it's like you're kind of like leaving something behind here with these Six of Swords. Six of Swords, I don't personally look at it as a card of like leaving things behind necessarily. To me, it can just be a transition, transformation, a change, or moving on to calmer shores. But your reading has kind of like these more elements of a test, or kind of going through some sort of test, and that's what I feel for you. So let's see. With the King of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely time to put the work in. Again, I was saying with that King of Wands that it was kind of telling me that it's time to take action. And so, like I said, strike the match basically on anything you've been thinking about starting. With the World, you have the Five of Wands. Yeah, everybody is dealing with this. There's like a lot of stuff going on in the world. There are a lot of restrictions, like I said, stuck in the squeeze, right? It's like we're all being squoze right now. We're all in the squeeze. And it's like, how do we get our way out of it? It's like, I think we are the ones that have to get out of it. I don't think like the government's coming to save us. Definitely not Zuckerberg's going to save us, right? Nobody's going to save us. We have to save ourselves. So that's what I would say here. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Moon. I feel you need to trust your emotions more than anything, because the Queen of Cups, she really values her emotions. She cares about how she feels about things. The Moon is about guarding your emotions. There's a lobster right here, and that lobster is crawling out on land, and it's kind of represents wearing your armor, like, having emotional armor on and things like that. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if you're guarding your emotions or wearing emotional armor or not opening up to new situations, it can slow you down, right? A lobster doesn't do very well on land. So it can kind of represent not necessarily letting your guard down, but, kind of opening up to different things. With the Judgment card, you have the Strength card, becoming stronger, exactly what I just said. Strength is about controlling your emotions. The lion represents her inner voice, her inner critic, her emotions, and she is the one that is taming the lion. You can see it's submitting to her. Its tail is between its legs. So I kind of feel like you're in a place of control, exactly what I was talking about, controlling your emotions, controlling your reactions to different things. With the Temperance card, you have the Two of Pentacles, juggling, back and forth. Both cards, Temperance and the Two of Pentacles, represent back and forth energy, right? And so I feel there's a need for you to just make a decision, but what is it? Let's see. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords here. Queen of Swords is seeing things clearly. Again, I feel like you just see the end. Like these people, they're collecting their harvest on this card, on the Ten of Wands, and their home is back here, so they're about to have a harvest. And that's what the Ten of Wands represents, really. It's like he is burdened, but responsibilities are not a bad thing, right? It could lead to a harvest. And I feel like you see the end with this card here. With the Queen of Wands, you have the High Priestess. Trust your intuition, for sure. I mean, this, some of you could be, I think you had Pisces in your reading. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces, but if we go this way, here, this diagonal, definitely a very intuitive kind of position, I would say. It's also, you have a lot of duality here in your reading. Two of Pentacles, Temperance, High Priestess. She is like the dark and the light. That's a down and dirty way to read the High Priestess. But she chooses like what she accepts into her life. She chooses, happiness. She chooses good things, or she could choose bad things as well. But again, she kind of understands duality. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Again, I'm telling you right now, your experiences, I feel like a wealth of experiences. It's like I feel your experiences literally could make you wealthy. No joke. Taurus, I feel like people discount their story so much. It's like, if you have a story of struggle and how you overcame struggle or anything like that, that could be extremely valuable to people, right? And I feel like you need to like get your story out here. I also feel your experiences are going to be increasing your finances very specifically. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you just need to get to work. Six of Pentacles is about planting seeds. It's like Six of Pentacles is just about kind of planting seeds in one area of life and seeing what happens, seeing if you can get progress, seeing if you can get things to move forward. So I really feel that with the Six of Pentacles, that you need to like start planting seeds in your life. With the Three of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? I'm laughing because he needs to plant seeds in this empty field right here. It's like he's the only knight that represents no movement in the tarot. He's the only knight that represents no forward progress or anything like that. He needs to start planting seeds in that field. The other funny thing is that he has oak leaves on his helmet, and there's oak leaves on the horse as well. The oak leaves represent knowledge and wisdom. It's like he has all the knowledge he needs to get planting, right? With that Three of Cups, I could say if you're having a hard time getting started on something, there are probably people around you who can help you. If you're starting a business, if you're looking to start anything, really, there are probably people who can help you. So I would open up to those people. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. This actually came up in reverse, which is interesting. And I kind of get this intuitive feeling that you're avoiding something, which is not really what the Five of Cups represents in reverse anyway. But I feel this feeling of avoiding something financial. And again, I would trust your experiences right here. I mean, they're right next to each other, these two cards. And I would just, if something doesn't feel right financially, trust that. If something does feel right, trust that as well. I would trust your feelings. With the Six of Swords, you have the Lovers. For a lot of you, I do feel you could be moving towards true love. However, I feel like this is big picture stuff. I feel like you're moving towards something where you just feel in love with it. It's like whatever you are being birthed into, it's like you are falling in love with the new world that you are creating for yourself. Damn, Taurus, this is a very powerful new beginning / transformation that's going on for you. I love this reading, really good. Again, I feel like you've been through some pain and you're still in the squeeze, like I said, but it's still pretty good. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.